Hey Franz, it's me Jackey. Good afternoon. How's your day? Hope you're doing well, and I hope the rest of you watching are doing well too. I'm doing well, having a fine day actually. And today I want to talk about the Philadelphia 76ers. They actually were playing a preseason game versus the New York Knicks earlier. They lost 84-99, and we saw a little preview of what VJ Edgecombe could do. And yeah, we see a lot of potential here, and that's what I want to talk about, because this 76ers team, they're a very talented team. There's no doubt in that, like especially in the backcourt. Like their backcourt has like the most potential out of their whole team right there, and they're just so young. It's like a very stacked backcourt with so many potential right there. Like look at it. You got Tyrese Maxey, who's already an all-star at 24. He's only going to get better, and he is already a natural leader for this team. Like can you imagine, 24-year-old, he is already more of a leader than Embiid and Paul George was to this 76ers team. And then you look at Jared McCain. He was like running for Rookie of the Year right there before he went down with the injury right there. He looked really good, and he'll probably be even coming off the bench. So imagine him coming off the bench for this team, and he's only going to get better from there. I believe that he will come back from that injury very well. This team also got VJ Edgecombe, like I mentioned. He was their third pick in the draft. He looks really good. Like the kind of player you look at it, that's kind of fits in like a Mitch Richmond type of mold. A flashy, athletic two guard who can like do it both ways. And yeah, and then you look at the other guard, like that is like their cornerstone right there. There's three guard right there, Tyrese Maxey, Jared McCain, and VJ Edgecombe right there. They're so young. Like Tyrese is 24, and VJ Edgecombe is like 19, and the Jared McCain is like 20. And this team has so much potential, especially with that backcourt right there. But what holds them back? Two things. That is injuries, especially towards Joel Embiid and Paul George, who at this point in their career are injury prone. Their careers basically have been riddled with injuries in the past, and it just feels like their time is kind of like almost up at this point. They're getting old. Embiid is 30, who has just rarely seen the floor. He played 19 games last season, and the previous season 39 games. And for Paul George, he only played 41. But right after the injury, he came back. He did not look as good as he was. He did not look as athletic as he was. He couldn't blow by defenders, so he had to settle for jump shots, which really hurt his game. And what makes this worse is that Joel Embiid and Paul George coming into media day, apparently they said that there's no timetable for their return, which is really concerning, because they had a whole off season. They looked healthy, but Paul George injured himself, his left foot during a workout. Embiid is recovering from a arthroscopic surgery on his left knee, and there's no timetable for them to return, so they'll be missing the beginning of the season. Who knows when they'll be back? So this team will be leaning on the three guards, most likely Tyrese, McCain, and Max, and VJ, and then yeah, this team's like they're two stars who are this is where we come to a second factor here: bad contracts. Joel Embiid and Paul George are on a supermax contract. It's one thing when you have one bad contract, one big bad contract on your team, but it's a second thing when you got two of them that can't even play. Like they're literally injured all the time. So, and it really affects their game. So now you got two guys who's hogging their salary space right there. And then it's really hard to build around Tyrese, VJ, and McCain when you just got Joel Embiid making $55 million and Paul George making $51 million. Like, this team is just so top heavy, and two of them aren't even playing. So the 76ers, I don't really have expectations for them to win this season. I mean, maybe they'll surprise me. Maybe Paul George and Embiid come back looking really good, like the original self before injuries. Like that's best case scenario. But if we're realistically talking, like, this team is not look. This team is like held back by injuries and bad contracts, and yeah, I will probably see them in the lottery again this next draft. And yeah, this team, I just feel like this team is probably close to going on a rebuild, trying to retool around their three young guards, building towards the future rather than winning right away, like what Daryl Morey said, that he believed that this is a team that is ready to compete for a championship. Right now it's far from that, but unless if Embiid and Paul George recovers well and everything falls into place, you know, they do kind of look like a deep, scary team, if we're gonna be completely honest. But though that bench needs some work. But yeah, that is my take, and I hope you're all having a great rest of the day, and you'll see Franz next week. And yeah, peace.